the biggest, the most expensive, the most luxurious. I've said these things a billion times on this channel by now, but these are all true about the house that we're about to see. We're in the middle of Yoyogi, and I'm going to show you what you can get for over $12 million. So let's go see the inside. Located just a few minutes northwest of Shibuya, the Yoyogi area is well known as being one of the hearts of old money in Tokyo. In this area between Yoyogi Koen and Yoyogi Uehara stations, you'll find the homes of celebrities, politicians, and founders of some of Japan's most famous companies, and for good reason. The area features plenty of greenery, including Yoyogi Park, the central park of Tokyo, and it also has some of Tokyo's finest restaurants, cafes, and bars. Longtime viewers of my channel may remember that I included Yoyogi in my video of the top 6 places to live in Tokyo, and I still stand by that opinion. Highlights of the nearby restaurants are Ete, a Michelin star-rated French restaurant, and Harudamon, a famous curry spot. There's also Levan, home of Tokyo's best sourdough, and Minimal, a bean-to-bar chocolate store which is frequented by Yoyogiites. It also has the newest location of the Trunk Hotel, a local luxury boutique hotel chain. Now, let's get back to the house. And now we are inside one of the most grand entrances I have ever shown on this channel. First off, you look all around you can see tons of marble. We're talking Italian marble, floor to, well, basically ceiling. But that's not all that this entrance has to offer. Here, this huge wall of mirrors, it's not just mirrors, it's also your shoe storage, and plenty of shoe storage you have with adjustable shelves right here, so you can just move them up and down to fit all sorts of shoes and or boots in here. What I love about this house is just how heavy everything is. You can't really see that on camera, but when you're just opening and closing the doors even, they just feel more substantial, right? And yeah, that's the entrance right here. But this place does have a little secret. The old owner of this place used to have a dog. And in Japan, since people take off their shoes, right? Dogs, they can't take off their shoes unless you put shoes on them. So they're walking around barefoot outside. They need somewhere to wash their feet before they can run around the house. And that is exactly what this little room over here is for. I'm guessing that the pets that they had were on the smaller side. It is Tokyo after all, so people don't tend to have big dogs. But yeah, this is where you can wash your dog's feet. Look at that, right? This is the dog foot washing room, but there's a lot more to show in this place, so let's go check out the living dining kitchen. So right next to the entrance is the living dining kitchen. We're gonna start with the living room area. It is one big room after all. As you can see right over here, very large TV over what is a real fireplace. And this is not something that we have shown on the channel too much. There's nothing, legally speaking, wrong with having a fireplace in Tokyo. It's just that not many places have it. But yes, this is a real wood-burning fireplace. So yeah, great to have during the winter. But that is not all that this living room has. First off, you have all this furniture here. So one thing to note about the furniture in this house, it is all included in the price of it. So yes, you get this really nice furniture, some of it from Arflex, some of it from other high-end Italian brands as well. But yeah, you don't have to really buy anything, at least for these rooms. We'll see the bedrooms later on. But this is the living area again. Now we're getting into the dining area, and just look at this table that it comes with. It feels like you're kind of in a, I don't know, postmodernist diner or something like that, but very high-end at the same time. You have this marble countertop over here. It's divided into 4 just like that. Really, really nicely done table. But as was in the entrance of this place, the floors here are all marble as well. You're gonna see a lot of marble in this house. So let's go see the kitchen where there's a little more marble. And this is where that kitchen is. It's right off the side of the living and dining area, but it's its own kind of room. The nice thing about this kitchen, though, is that it's not just a normal galley's kitchen, as you would see a lot in Japanese houses, but it's its own, well, proper room, so you can actually have breakfast or maybe a light lunch or something over here with all of the stools provided. On the other side of this, yes, marble countertop. It's one huge slab of marble, a completely different color than the marble in the other areas. But you even have a TV over here with a built-in Blu-ray player, which is kind of cool, I guess. So one thing I really like about this kitchen is just how open it feels in here. Sure, it's a pretty big kitchen to begin with, but also, you can't see right now, but you have this huge window right in front of you with a Japanese-style garden with rocks and everything right in front of you. So you have all that natural light coming in, and it just makes everything feel more open and nice and fresh. And what I really like about this is all the custom cabinetry in here, right? So all of these open up. This is all plenty of storage space, but this whole cabinet system has one of my favorite features in Japanese cabinets, which is this guy right here. So this is where you can put things like a rice cooker or something like that. Just kind of hide it away, and opening up like this gives you easier access to pull it out and put it back in. Right next to that, of course, you have an oven. Yes, an oven. So that's great. Nice Miele oven right over here. And you have this guy over here, which I think I've shown on the channel a couple of times in the past. I said before that you could put your rice cooker up here, but this is actually the ideal space to put it because this slides out. You have this little metal thing over here. There's even plugs inside. And then you have this fan system up here. So this is specifically for rice cookers or anything else that creates a lot of steam, because it will suck the steam out and then blow it out here so that you don't get any mold inside. Japan is a very humid country, so you have to worry about that. And it kind of looks like a dishwasher. There is actually a dishwasher. It's right over here. Of course, full-sized Miele with all of the nice little racks up here, just so you can wash things very, very easily. Right next to that, you have your stovetop, and this one is a 3-burner induction stove. It is not a Miele, unlike the other appliances, but it's a Panasonic nonetheless, so that means that it is a very nice one. So this will heat up your water or anything that you want to cook really quickly, and it even has its own Japanese-style little fish grill right over here. Right next to that little stove over there is your sink. In Japan, they like having really big sinks for some reason, and this is definitely one of those. So of course you have your regular water over here, you have your purified water over here as well, but this one has a little secret function to it, which is, yes, a little shower. So it's easier to get up into things and get all that grime out of your dirty dishes before you put them in your nice Miele dishwasher. This room also has one other thing, so let's just take a different view and see. And that would be this panel right here. You'll actually see this in most of the rooms in this house. If you touch here, you have all of your light controls and also the AC controls in here as well. That is because this is a smart house, and everything in here, for the most part, including the lights, the floor heating, and also the ACs, can be controlled by your phone or this panel right over here. That's pretty much it for the kitchen, so let's go see the next room. So right next to the kitchen is the first bathroom, the first powder room, I should say, which is right over here, and it's pretty big. This place is unlike most houses that I've shown on the channel in that you actually have multiple bathrooms, including multiple toilets, and this is the first one. The house itself is from 2009, but all of the toilets themselves have been updated. You can still see the plastic on them. But what I really like about this first guest bath is, well, first off, the size. It's quite large, which I like, compared at least to a normal Japanese-sized bathroom, but you also have this right here, this area for a little stool or a chair or something so that you or your guests can kind of sit down here and play with your makeup or something right before getting back into the action. But this is the first of many baths in here. We'll go see some of those later. Let's go see the tatami room. On the way to the Japanese room, and right in front of this beautiful glass brick wall, you have this, which is something I've never quite seen before. It is one of the shortest doors I've ever shown on the channel, maybe close to the one that's in that house within a house that I showed in an earlier video. We're gonna see what's in there in a second, but right over here is the tatami room. Yes, a Japanese style room. So the house in Yokohama that I showed in this channel also had a tatami room like this, but this is a more traditional one. You have this area right here, which you can actually put your legs into. It's called a horigotatsu. The nice thing about this is, well, first off, you don't have to cross your legs or sit on your knees when you're sitting on the tatami. And also you have a heating element under here. So that means that during the winter especially, this gets nice and warm, and yeah, it's just a real nice place to be. You sit down here, you have your yukimi mado, as they call it, right over there, which is a low window that you can see the greenery outside in. They call it that because I think when it snows, you can see the snow while you're laying down or something like that. But yeah, this horigotatsu, as it's called, is a very nice feature to have. And it leads us into the engawa, which is this area in between the tatami room and then also where the window is. And something nice about this window, you can kind of see a shape, kind of like binoculars or something like that, in the back. And that is indeed the shape of the window itself. And I've never seen a window quite this shape. This is a fully custom window. But yes, this is the Japanese style tatami room. Now, this place is 3 stories above ground and also has a basement floor. So let's go all the way to the top and go one by one. As I said, this is a 3-story house with a basement, and I could take the stairs to go all the way up, but, well, there's an elevator, so let's just take that instead. Welcome to the 3rd floor. Nice to see you. Now, come on over here. This is basically all bedrooms and bathrooms. First off, you have the family toilet over here, so you can just use that with ease. So right next to that bathroom is the first of 8 bedrooms. Yes, this is an 8-bedroom house. There's a lot to go through. So this one may look like maybe a library or a personal office or something like that, but believe it or not, this was actually the children's bedroom, one of the children's bedrooms, right? And this desk over here was actually the desk that he used to just study and do all sorts of things that kids do, I guess. Right, this is very nice. As you can see, all of this is custom made as well. All of these cabinets as well as these closets right over here too. Now, most closets in Japan are just going to be empty boxes like this, right? They're maybe a bit taller or something like that, but they're not really going to have anything built into them. However, this one, as you can see, has plenty of custom built storage, like these drawers over here, and you're gonna see these in a lot of the other bedrooms as well. In fact, the master bedroom has probably the largest walk-in closet I've seen on the channel. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go see the 2nd bedroom. The 2nd bedroom is just right next to the first one, and what I love about this one is just this arch doorway right over here. That was just because the kid who lived in this one kind of preferred having that kind of, I don't know, mystic feeling, right? Some Lord of the Rings vibe, I guess. But this is more or less the same size as the first one, but this just shows what a difference in color can make in a room. This is a lot lighter than the first one, and yeah, you don't have those really dark woodsy tones, but you have basically the same amount of storage and more or less the same kind of shape of storage as well. If you open these up, you'll see first on the top you have the open space, and then on the bottom you're going to have all of these drawers, and it's like that all throughout this closet area. Now, this house is quite unique in that it is made out of reinforced concrete. That's something that you usually see buildings being made out of, not houses so much. And just in the way that they did this, more or less, almost every room in here can be reconfigured to your liking. So if you don't like where a wall is, you can tear it down, you can make rooms bigger, you can make more rooms, it's all up to you. But speaking of the wall, I wanted to show you this over here. This wall over here has a Japanese plaster on it called keisodo. It's made out of basically dead plankton. It's a really interesting material because while it looks like just normal paint or plaster or something like that, it actually has an effect that allows it to suck up moisture during the hot months of the year and then release that same kind of moisture during the cold months. So that means that it's not going to feel too hot in the summer or too cold in the winter, which I really like. And you also don't have any more nosebleeds during the winter because it gets kind of dry sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this bedroom. Let's go see the next one. So this is the last bedroom on this floor. It's the 3rd bedroom overall. And while in any other house or apartment in Japan, this would be the master bedroom in terms of size, no, it is not. It is just one of many large bedrooms in here. And with this one, you can see they have, again, the same kind of cabinetry as in the first bedroom that we saw. In fact, the same color and finish and everything. But this one has a very nice area to put a TV in. So you can put your bed on that side and watch TV from your bed. Plus, with this one, not only are you getting these very large closets over here with, again, the same kind of drawer space on the bottom, but you also get a pretty large walk-in closet too. So all the storage you could ever need. Now, this is a 3-story building, as I was saying, but there is also a rooftop. So let's go see that. It's very common in Tokyo for the owners of buildings to want to maximize everything. So that means that they have to build right to the border. What that also means is that you don't get to have a garden. However, the original owner of this place decided, I'm going to just put a garden on the roof. And that's kind of what he did. You have this entire roof space as your garden and even a little patio over here so you can have your barbecue set up right there. You have a sink up here so you don't have to go up and down stairs just to wash off your dishes. And yeah, it just feels great around here. This is one of the highest buildings in the direct vicinity, so you're basically over everybody around you. Don't you just love that? Feels so nice up here, right in the sun. You can put an umbrella here so you can have a little shade as well. But from here you can see the views of Shinjuku all the way over there. You have Ikejiri Ohashi, Nakameguro, that kind of area over here. And even over there, the train tracks themselves. This is in fact only 5 minutes away from the nearest station. Even still, you don't really hear the trains too often, so that's nice. And it's far enough away that it's very quiet up here as well. So that is it for the 3rd floor and the rooftop balcony. Let's go see the 2nd floor. So coming down to the 2nd floor, before we get to the bedrooms, I want to show you one quick thing. Viewers with very good eyesight may have noticed this before, but yeah, this marble right over here has quite a lot of fossils in it, and specifically of ammonites. And an ammonite is basically like it looks like a big snail, but it's actually related to an octopus. But this right here is the biggest one in the entire house. You can see what it looks like. But again, if you look around, you'll see plenty of other examples as well. So right next to this huge ammonite is the entrance to the master bedroom. So let's go see that. So finally, this is the master bedroom. Remember when I said earlier that you could take both of the kids' rooms and knock down the wall to have a bigger bedroom? That's exactly what this is. So this is the size of 2 of those kids' bedrooms all together. And as you can see, it has this very large custom-built credenza kind of, I don't know, TV stand here too, right? So you can fit a large TV here. You have all of your storage over here for DVDs and books and anything like that, Blu-ray discs or knickknacks, all that kind of thing. And also you have your closets over here. And while these may not look that big, they do have a couple of secrets in them. So yeah, you just open these up like this, and you have these interesting looking little racks in here. So what these do is you pull them down, and basically it allows you to access things that are a bit higher up, a bit easier. So it's very nice for the vertically challenged. But that is not all that this master bedroom has, or I should say master suites, because there's a couple more rooms that are part of the whole master bedroom experience. Let's go see the first. This is the first room that I want to show you, and it's actually the library of the former owner of this place. And as you can see, it's nice size. You can have your desk over there, you can have your books and all of your treasures from around the world just kind of displayed for everybody right in these closets and these cabinets over here as well. And what I really like about this room is not the room itself so much, but what's right next to it. This is the master walk-in. Well, at least there's a hers over there as well. And what I really like about this place is, again, all the custom things that it has. First off, you have this custom-made cabinet right over here that just has all of these drawers in it for all different sorts of things, accessories, and in the case of these really thin ones, well, neckties. Yeah, so the former owner of this place definitely had a lot of neckties. So what does a man with a lot of neckties probably have a lot of as well? Suits. Yes, this is a suit rack, just kind of like you would see in a dry cleaner. And it does turn around, as you can see. So if you want suit number 260, you just wait and it comes right to you. You don't even have to walk around to get it. But I've never actually seen one of these in a Japanese house, but pretty cool to have, I guess, if you have a lot of suits. But yeah, this is his closet. Let's go see the hers. So right next to the his is, of course, the hers, as I was saying. And at first glance, this might not seem to be too interesting of a room. It's quite large, so I guess you could fit a lot of stuff in here. But, you know, nothing like the first one, at least, again, at first glance. You do have all of this storage up here. You have a couple of drawers that pop out, just like this. But this is not the interesting side. This is right over here. This is where you'll find, again, some hidden storage, right? Some of these hidden drawers, just like that. But you also have this, which, just like the first floor bathroom had, has a makeup area, right? So every woman's dream, I guess, or people who do makeup at least. And the nice thing about this is that these are not medicine cabinets. However, they pop open like this so that you can kind of look at yourself to see just how ugly you are from all angles, not just from the front. That's unfortunate. Well, that's it for the master hers walk-in closet. So let's go see what else is on this floor. So the last part of the master suite area is, of course, the master bath. Right now we're standing in the vanity, and as you can see, it's a dual vanity, so two sinks right next to each other, and of course, nice marble countertop as well. What I really like about this is just the kind of features that they've put into this place. It's not just a bathroom, it's also a nice place to be in, right? First off, you have these high ceilings, these kind of vaulted ceilings with a little angle right over here, which I kind of like. And then you have this over here, your towel warmer. In European countries and some parts of America, this is pretty common, but in Japan, you almost never find this. But what I really like about this bathroom area is the storage. Just these drawers right over here. Look at these little handles. I've never seen that before. This feels great. I'm a very tactile person, so I like this place a lot. But also, if you notice, this wood over here is all the same. This is a Japanese type of wood called hinoki, which you see sometimes used in Japan, but not so much for walls like this, but mostly for bathtubs. And that is the case with this place too. So let's go see the bathroom. Just like in the vanity area, of course, you have the hinoki all over the walls over here. And one quick note about these panels over here, right? These planks, is that they don't have any burls in them, and that's really hard to find. So this is the most expensive kind of hinoki that you can get. And of course, the stone over here is beautiful as well. This is all Japanese stone. It turns a little blue when it gets wet, apparently. I've never seen that before. But just like a lot of places in Japan, you have your shower over here, separate from where the bath is. And this is the bath. This is by far the largest bath that I've ever shown on the channel. And as I was mentioning before, well, hinoki, this kind of wood, is what they usually use to make baths, and that is the case with this one as well. This is more than large enough to fit maybe 3 to 4 people in, but I doubt that there's ever been that many people in this bath at once. But what I really like about this is that you can be laying down in your extremely deep kind of Japanese hot spring style bath, all while watching Japanese news on that TV right over there, which is really cool. But just a couple of other things while I'm in the bath. You can see up here you have all of these skylights, and they do actually open via a little button that you press over there. So it's nice and easy to let all the steam out of here. One of the things that shower that I mentioned earlier is very unique. Let's go take a look at it. Because it has these jets that just kind of like, you know, plummet you with water, and it's also made by Body Spa, so that means it's not just the jets, but it also has a waterfall feature as well. So not a rain shower, a waterfall shower, which I really love. And a seat over there as well, so you can just sit down and relax a little bit while you're getting massaged on your back. So that's it for the master suite area. There's one other thing I want to show you on this floor, so let's go see that. So in Japan, it's very common for multiple generations to be living in the same household, and that was exactly what happened over here. This is where the grandmother lived, and it has its own kitchen, it has its own walk-in closet, so it is a granny flat in the most literal sense. A very large room, again with the angled ceilings, so it feels even taller in here than it actually is, and she even had her own balcony over there, which is quite nice. But yeah, a mini kitchen up here, so you could use this instead of a granny flat as maybe a little second living room or something, just a little lounge area just for the family, so you don't have to go all the way downstairs to enjoy a cup of tea. So there's one thing I want to show you, just a little secret of this room. It's very common in the first floor of a lot of houses to have underfloor storage, but if you remember, we're on the second floor. So what does this actually lead us to? Well, it is still technically underfloor storage, but not in the traditional sense. This is your little bunker. So let's go see what that looks like. Okay, so this is the first of the bunker area, right? As you can see, it has very low ceilings, and so you could just use it for storage, or you could use it just like the old owner did, which was to make it your own little choo-choo train room. Yes, so this used to have model trains all over it. It had an entire track in here. So for all of you model train nerds out there, this is definitely the house for you. Right next to it, though, is a little bit extra storage, which my cameraman can just back up into. You have some extra shoe storage over here, which is nice to have if you didn't have enough in your bedrooms or downstairs. But you also have this whole area over here, which originally was considered just like an extra pantry or a place to have some, I don't know, emergency goods. It is an earthquake-prone country after all. But what I want you to realize is that, remember that door that we saw in the beginning of this tour, the little short one? Well, it's right over there. So this is actually the exit to this area. It's one of the shortest doors I've ever seen. And you also have another short door, which is right over here. So through this door, we get back into the stairway. And we've already seen the second floor, the first floor, and the third floor. So let's go see the best part, the basement. On the way down to the basement, we're actually going to hit the garage first. And this is quite large of a garage. As you can see, you even have space for bicycles over here. I don't know where they managed to get these, but these are the kind of bike rack things that you'd find in public spaces, but cool to have in your garage nonetheless. This garage will fit comfortably 2 very large cars, or you know, maybe 4 smaller cars as well. But this is definitely one of the biggest garages we've ever featured on the channel. I love the size. So this is the last floor that I want to show you, of course, the basement. And first off, I want to show you the entrance over here, which has, just like the other parts of this house, floor to ceiling marble all over the place. You have this little storage over here, which is nice to have, maybe for a couple of bottles of something that you don't quite want to have in the other room, which we're going to show you in a second. But you also have your elevator down here. So yes, you can go all the way down to the basement from the 3rd floor. To go to this right here. So very soft foam on the doors, right? What would that be? Well, this is the entrance to your screening room. Yes, this house does have a screening room, and these doors do a great job, because the whole time we've been talking, there's been a movie going on right next door. So whew, let's go see what it looks like in here. Yeah, so it gets very loud in here, as you can tell, and it is the perfect place to watch your favorite action stars play volleyball, I guess. I think that's what this movie is about. But yes, this is the screening room. You have a gigantic screen over here, 3 speakers in the front by Sonus Faber, so this is also, with the 2 in the back, a 5.1 surround sound system, all powered by a big old Marantz over there, and a Sony brand new 4K projector. So this thing can support 4K. Ain't that nice, right? But this is not just the screening room. There's a lot more down here. Take a look over here. This is the entertainment capital of Tokyo, or at least of this house. You have your very large open kitchen over here, just so that you can have maybe a chef come over and cook for everybody. And they even have, of course, their own oven, their own big old dishwasher, their own garbage disposal. Yes, I forgot to mention, but upstairs they have one too. Yes, a garbage disposal. And all of your glasses right over here. But what I really like about this area is this right over here. In order to get light into a basement, you need what is called a light well. So it's basically a hole that they dig right next to the house that allows you to get some natural sunlight in. And just having a light well is nice and all that, but they don't tend to look that good. So the owner of this place, the original builder of this place, decided to put something interesting a waterfall. So yes, you do have this waterfall that runs right through. You have all of those negative ions and all that stuff, coming through, and it sounds good, feels good. If you open it up, it's a rush of all that sound as well. But that leads us right over here to, of course, the wine cellar. Yes, so this is the only purpose-built wine cellar I've ever shown on the channel. This wine cellar not only manages the temperature of the wines, but also the humidity of the room itself. It has its own machinery right over here, which you gotta see. I've never seen anything like this before. If you open this up, it has its own breaker system, as you can see, but also this guy over here, right? So this is your humidity control system. And the nicest thing about this, think of it this way, you have bottles that are worth tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in some case. You're gonna wanna make sure that they are always safe and kept at the right temperature. So if this system detects that you are going over the temperature that it needs to be, or over the humidity, or there's something else mechanically wrong with it, they're going to send a message to Secom, which is a security company, and they're gonna get their guys over here right away to make sure that you do not lose your precious wines. But right next to your wine cellar is the guest bath over here, which I quite like because specifically this glass sink. I've never seen something quite like this before, but yeah, it's green because of all the glass kind of stacked up on each other. Very cool little sink area right over here. And there's a couple more things to this area. So let's go see the rest of the basement. So right next to the basement bathroom is this, your dance studio slash gym. And this is a very well outfitted one with a trampoline as well as a, I guess a massage chair. There's an elliptical right behind me too. And even a trampoline. No, that's not a trampoline. This is a trampoline. Even a treadmill right over there, which is quite cool. But there's also a little window over there if you notice. So let's go see what that is. To get to that window, you go right through here. You have a sink. You also have a little shower as well with a rain shower function too. Even another bath towel warmer over here, which is quite nice to have. So right next to the shower is, of course, the sauna. Yes, the secret little sauna. That's what was behind that window over there. And I love having a sauna in a house, right? It's just a nice place to relax after a really long day and just kind of schwitz out all your nasty impurities and all that. And with this one, you do have that window, as I mentioned earlier, that you can use to watch whoever is dancing right next to you. I guess that's kind of cool. There is one other secret on this floor that I must show you, and it's behind a secret door. So let's go see the secret door in the studio. I said there is a secret door. There's actually two kind of secret doors. There's this one right here, which is just a small little door, but behind it is where you would put your safe. Yes, this is a safe room. You put your safe in it. It actually has a output that goes directly to Secom's system, the same one that takes care of the wine cellar over there, so that if anybody tries to break into your safe without you knowing it, Secom will be alerted and the police will come shortly after. But that is not the secret. This is the secret. Yes, the closet. No, actually not the closet, but what's behind the closet in this very low room over here. Yes, the literal man cave, right? So this is where the previous owner would play pool with his buddies, right? You have your nice old billiard table over here. So this is made by Brunswick, a big old American brand of nice pool tables, and yeah, you can just play down here. Nice thing about pool is that you don't really have to have too much height because you're gonna be hunched over the entire time anyway. But me being about maybe 5'9", 5'10", let's call it 176 centimeters on a good day, can easily stand up here, no problem. So while we're here in the man cave, let's talk about numbers. This entire house comes out to about 692 square meters, or just under 7,500 square feet. It is huge. It's an 8-bedroom, more than 3-bath, that is for sure. You have the rooftop garden as well. You have all of this entertainment space in the basement, and it's in the middle of Yoyogi, in one of the most expensive parts of Tokyo. This place comes out to 1.85 billion yen. That's with a B, billion yen, which right now comes out to just over $12 million, making it by far the most expensive house I have ever shown on this channel. If you want to learn more about this house, you can click on the link in the description below. You can definitely follow us on Instagram, YouTube, of course, and until next time, thanks for watching.